I want to talk about something. I want to talk about not blaming God for the mistakes of people. So we have God, whatever, which we can endlessly discuss, but we say, why could God allow this? Or why could God do this? Or obviously God must believe X because of Y. Or obviously it must be true because you're over there and I'm over here and all this stuff. And what I want to say is that, God's got nothing to do with it. I mean, there may be a God. I think there could be various, relationships with the spiritual world. There could be entities out there that know or are conscious and perceive and, way more than we do. Readily believe all this. I believe that maybe a concept could take on a life of its own. The conception of God could have created one, or it could have been the other way around. And I can go on and on about that, but what I'm trying to say is let's not blame God for our mistakes. It's sort of like, blaming your parents for your mistakes. It's like, well, I really screwed up in my life, but it's really my parents' fault. And that may be true if, it's possible. I mean, maybe they taught you things and then life didn't turn out that way. But since there appears to be no set handbook for life, it's very hard to imagine that you could really blame any one person for things getting screwed up. And since we don't know our up from our down, then it's sort of hard to say, well, gee, are we really blaming God for something that we should actually take responsibility for ourselves? It's sort of like we're hurting the environment, ergo we have to stop hurting the environment. I mean, that's what we would expect of our kids. We don't, it's just sort of silly just to turn around and say, God has to do something, it's not our responsibility. Well, yes, it is your responsibility.